Hi everyone, welcome to my channel Design with Roosevelt. Continuing with CSWA Practice Problems, today we'll work on question 6.9. Let's take a look at this question. So in this question, unit of measurement is millimeter gram second. Like always, we need to ensure we're using the same unit of measurement in SolidWorks setting. Now, looking at this geometry, you can see that we have different views. My preference is to focus on a 3D model first. As you can see, in this 3D model, we have multiple cutouts. But the initial geometry is basically two cylinder. Large cylinder on the top and a small cylinder in the bottom. You can see in the top view that we have 100 millimeter cylinder. That's a diameter. And also you can see in this view, let's call it front view, you can see that we have a 75 millimeter cylinder. After having those cylinder, we can focus on making cutout, like this cutout surface, the bottom cutout, this circular cutout, and finally this top cutout. So with this introduction, let's jump into SolidWorks and start modeling this part. In SolidWorks, first we need to check unit of measurement, and you can see that we have millimeter gram second, which is a correct unit of measurement. Now let's click on a sketch, and basically here let's choose front plane. Because I want to use revolve bus command to make two cylinders, it's important to have a center line. So let's click on center line command, and here let's make a center line. This is basically axis of rotation. Now here, all I need to do is to make a 2D sketch. So click on sketch, click on line command, and let's make sketch here. So I'm gonna make sketch like this. Now looking at the front view, you can see that the diameter of the bottom section of the geometry is 75 millimeters. So I click on this line, I click on a center line, and now I have mirrored dimension. This should be 75. Same for top section. You can see on a top view that the diameter of this section should be 100 millimeters. So this is 100 millimeter. Now looking at the other view, let's call it right view, you can see the overall height of the geometry. The overall height of the geometry is 185 millimeter. And the height of the top section should be 70 millimeters. So this is 70. And now you can see that we have a fully defined geometry. So now we are ready to use revolve bus command to make a 3D model. Click on feature, click on revolve bus, and here SolidWorks automatically detected both contour and axis of rotation. So click on OK, and that's it. So that's the 3D model. Now we will focus on making a cutout. Let's focus on the first and the largest cutout. If you look at the top view, you can see that we need to have a cutout 19 millimeter away from the center point of the geometry. So let's click on a sketch, and let's choose top plane. Now here, let's click on line command, and let's make a vertical line. According to the top view, the distance between this line and the center point should be 19 millimeter. Now here, in order to complete the cutout, you have two options. Right now, as you can see, I don't have a fully closed contour. But something that I wanted to mention here is that you don't necessarily have to have a closed contour to make a cutout. SolidWorks can automatically detect which area to cut without having a contour. And let me show you how. In order to make a cutout here, as you can see, I want to get rid of this right section. You can simply click on feature and click on extrude cut. Now, as you can see, SolidWorks started showing us a preview of thin cutout. And you can see that we have some arrows. This means SolidWorks automatically detected the region that we want to cut. Basically, because I only have a line, SolidWorks detected that we wanted to cut this section. And how can I know that? Because of this arrow. As you can see, there is a small arrow which is showing that SolidWorks is going to get rid of this part of the geometry. If you want to change this, you can simply click on flip side to cut. And now you can see the arrow is showing this direction, which means that this area will be cut. So let's check this. And now you can see that the arrow is going back to this direction. Now if I click on OK, you can see that SolidWorks simply got rid of this right side of the geometry. So that's how you can make the cutout. That's the simplest way and the first way. If you're not comfortable with this method, let me show you how to do it the other way around. So let's edit this geometry. So here, in order to make a cutout, I need a closed contour. And in order to make a closed contour, I need to have this curve. The command to make this curve to a sketch is pretty much simple. I mentioned this before. You can always use convert entities, and convert entity can change the entity you have to a sketch. So click on it and simply use the circle. Click on OK, and now you can see that I have this edge created. Click on trim entities and get rid of this section. And now you can see that I have a closed contour. Okay? So close this, and now you can see the same result. So basically now if I go to edit feature, you can see that instead of having that thin line, now SolidWorks automatically selected the closed contour, which is basically the same. I just wanted to show you two different approaches to make the first cutout. Okay? Awesome. So now we have this cutout made. Next, we want to focus on a smaller cutout in a bottom section here. If you look at the right view, you can see that we need a 40mm by 25mm cutout. So let's click on a sketch, and then here for the plane, let's select this front plane. Now here, all I need to do is to make a rectangle. So let's click on rectangle command, and let's make a rectangle like this. Now I know that the dimension of this rectangle should be 25 by 40mm. And now I have a fully defined geometry. Click on feature, click on extrude cut. And then here, because I want to cut the geometry all the way from left to right, I can simply click on the drop down menu and change this command to through all both sides. Click on OK, and that's it. So that's the second cutout we made in this geometry. Next, let's focus on a circular cutout. If you look at this view, you know that we need a circular cutout here in this section. So let's click on a sketch, and let's select this surface. Now here, all I need is a circle. Of course, I need this circle to be right in line with the center point of the geometry, so click on both of these points and choose vertical. I know that the diameter of this circle should be 32mm, and the distance between the circle and the edge of the geometry should be 33mm. And now we have a fully defined geometry. Remember, in this question, it's really important to have a proper sequence of making cutouts. For example, in this case, as you can see, the location of the hole is defined with respect to this edge, and this edge was created from the previous cutout. So it's important to think about how to make these cutouts properly so you can dimension each cutout with respect to the previous one. So now we have a fully defined geometry. Click on feature, click on extrude cut, and again, through all both sides, that's absolutely okay, or even you can change it to through all, doesn't matter. Click on OK, and that's it. So now we have this circle cutout made. Last step is to make a cutout in this top part of the geometry. So click on a sketch, and choose this surface. Now here, because it's a symmetric cutout, let's make a center line first. This is a center line. And let's click on rectangle command to make a rectangle. Of course, I want this to be symmetric, so I select this line, hold Control, select these two lines, and choose symmetric. The height of this section should be 48mm. The width should be 50mm. And now you can see that I have a fully defined geometry. So click on a feature, click on extrude cut, and here through all is absolutely okay. Click on OK, and that's it. Okay, so now you can see that we have the final geometry. 2 cylinders with bunch of cutouts. Now it's time to check the volume and make sure that this model is correct. Let's go back to the question and check the volume. In the question, you can find the volume here. The total volume is 537,697 cubic millimeters. Let's go back to the model that we have and check the volume for our model. In SolidWorks, in order to check the volume, you can click on Evaluate and then Mass Properties. And here you can see the total volume. The total volume that I have in this model is 537,698 cubic millimeters. This is slightly different from the answer that we have in the question, but don't give up. The difference is really small, and I remember I showed you in the previous videos that there's a setting in SolidWorks that we need to check before checking our model, because sometimes depending on the accuracy of the volume calculation, you can get different result. As you can see, the difference here I have is just 1 cubic millimeters. Let's click on option, and then here in this setting you can see that there's the accuracy level. Change the accuracy level to high. I want more accurate calculation to find the volume. Now click on OK, and now you can see the volume change. The total volume that I have right now is 537,696.8 cubic millimeters. If you round up this number, you're going to get exactly same answer as shown in the question, which is showing our model is correct and there's no problem with it. I want to emphasize here, even if you didn't change that accuracy level, you shouldn't be concerned about the final answer, because the final answer we found before changing the accuracy of the model was just 1 cubic millimeters off from the correct answer. So don't worry about it. I just want to show you that by changing that setting, the accuracy level, you can sometimes adjust your answer and get closer to the correct answer. And as you can see here, by using the higher accuracy, I was able to get exact answers shown in the problem set. Okay, awesome. That's it. That's a wrap for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions or comments about this video, please leave comments down below. Thanks again for watching. My name is Rusbe. Hope to see you again soon in the next videos.